Well, of all the world leaders, North Korea's Kim Jong has been perhaps most targeted by Trump's tweets. After one of his most recent posts, the battle of words between the two did descend into insults about the size and power of their nuclear buttons.
The entire US mainland is within the range of our nuclear strike, and the button is always on the table in my office. They should clearly know that this is certainly not a threat, but rather a reality.
Will someone from his depleted and food-starved regime please inform him that I too have a nuclear button, but it's a much bigger and more powerful one than his, and my button works.
I hope, personally, that such rhetoric, either by the side of DPRK, by its supreme leader, or by the United States through its president, Donald Trump, will calm down. The world does not need such jingoism or war rhetorics. Right now, the situation is in a stalemate. The DPRK has gained the time to develop its nuclear weapon in a more and more sophisticated way, and the United States has not yet reached the point of deciding to use military means to solve the problem. But I don't think everything has been exhausted. We still need to try the best, even though the likelihood of a diplomatic solution is becoming remoter and remoter.
Well, in a slightly more positive development, Kim Jong has reopened a cross-border communications link with South Korea in what's been seen as a significant diplomatic breakthrough. However, the standoff between the US and North Korea does look set to continue into 2018 after what's already been 12 months of personal attacks and vicious threats from both sides.
The era of strategic patience with the North Korean regime has failed. North Korea best not make any more threats to the United States. They will be met with fire and fury.
The US neglects the international community's will to establish peace on the Korean peninsula.
Behave like children, fighting each other in kindergarten, and nobody can stop them.
And we can't have madmen out there shooting rockets all over the place. We will have no choice but to totally destroy North Korea. Rocket Man is on a suicide mission for himself.
No one other than Trump himself is on a suicide mission.
해당한 어휘를 신중하게 선택하여 상대를 보호하며.
We need a pause. We need dialogue.
He is a sick puppy.
OK, well, to discuss Trump's latest comments, let's bring in Joseph Cheng. He's a professor and political analyst too at Hong Kong City University and joins us now. Good afternoon to you, Joseph. We were just hearing there some examples of the insults both leaders have traded over the last few months or so. How dangerous is this relationship, do you think, between Trump and Kim Jong considering the now joking, it seems, about the size of each other's nuclear buttons? I mean, that's not something to joke about, is it, nuclear war?
This is certainly not anything to joke about, but I think the situation, despite the confrontational rhetoric, has been stabilized somewhat. There is a recognition that the use of the military option by the United States is going to be very dangerous, very risky, and will be strongly opposed by Beijing and Moscow, and will not be supported by Seoul. However, the atmosphere is still not ripe for the initiation of negotiations. There are some hopeful indicators. The American Secretary of State, Rex Tillerson, a few weeks ago did indicate the possibility of negotiations even without preconditions. And at the moment, Pyongyang has indicated that it will like to take part in the Winter Olympics in South Korea, and talks towards this end may well soon begin. So there's a recognition that there's a stalemate, and perhaps some exploratory feelers are being explored.
Do you think that's what this is about with reference to that meeting between North Korea and South Korea? I mean, we're hearing officially this is about North Korea's entry into the Winter Olympics, but is there a chance it could be a lot more than that?
Usually, this is the beginning of some kind of negotiations when both sides are willing to sit down and talk. This is at least an improvement of atmosphere, and given the talks and the actual participation on the part of Pyongyang in the Winter Olympics, there may be a cessation of missile tests on the part of Pyongyang for some months, for a short period of time. We cannot be very hopeful. We can only say that the possibility exists, and it seems that at least the two Koreas are willing to explore the possibilities.
Donald Trump was sort of giving this meeting a lukewarm reception. Why isn't he more positive about it, do you think?
I think he finds it a bit difficult to explain to the American people why he is willing to talk to Pyongyang after all this rhetoric. You need a certain opportunity, you need a certain process to de-escalate the rhetoric. And as we were saying, Rex Tillerson's statement probably was some kind of feeler, but there is no strong support from the White House yet. Certainly, Donald Trump at this stage does not believe that he is ready to make the first move. So perhaps the two Koreas may make the first move.
OK, Joseph, look, we'll have to leave it there, but nice to talk to you this afternoon. That was Joseph Cheng, Professor and Political Analyst at Hong Kong City University. Thank you.